same thing that got Hillary Clinton in trouble down south. You too closely mix your personal, your business, and your political, and your governmental work.
Does it bother you that some of these folks have paid $1,500 for members of the Chinese Communist Party?
Well, I mean, it does raise a good question to me. I mean, only Canadians are allowed to give to political parties. So what was this person doing at a fundraising dinner?
There are many, many events that I hold, whether it's with municipal leaders, whether it's roundtables with small business owners or business leaders, whether it's meeting with first responders and security officials across the country that aren't public events. This is a government that is extraordinarily open to multiple perspectives.
The Prime Minister's open and accountable government document spells out, in his words, his rules, his promise. Yet the Prime Minister himself hosted a Cash for Access event with Chinese billionaires. Two of those billionaires then made a $1 million donation to the Trudeau Foundation a week later. Now, we're not talking about fundraising laws. So why did the Prime Minister break his word, break his rules, and break his promise?
Like every good globalist puppet, Justin Trudeau is lobbied to at events and fundraisers where ticket cost is beyond the means of your average taxpayer. Ticket holders of these events are often board members of multinational companies, and their aim is to lobby. The goal is to sell politicians on the idea that your business should succeed, not because it produces superior goods and services, but because it would be a lucrative venture for the both of you. The right side of the paradigm, Rona Ambrose, argues that Justin Trudeau promised that his government would avoid not only conflicts of interest, but even perceptions of conflicts of interest. But how does one define a perception? The Liberals are obviously breaking their own rules. They respond to criticism by saying that no actual laws were broken. But when people in powerful positions have open access to you, when you attend the same events and they admittedly come up and talk freely with you, how can Justin say he is not influenced by their opinions? Are we supposed to just trust that these events are non-partisan, that its attendees are indifferent to their own self-interests? The event organizers are often large multinationals themselves. Under Canadian rules, only Canadian citizens and permanent residents can make federal political donations. But foreigners with an interest in Canada are free to donate endlessly to the Trudeau Foundation. Justin Trudeau says that he is not linked or involved with the Trudeau Foundation, but his brother sits on the board, and the entire foundation is in memory of their late father. Industry Canada, a government department funded by taxes, granted the foundation millions of dollars between 2002 and 2015. The National Post quotes Aaron Woodrick, federal director of the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, as saying, "People that might defend the Trudeau Foundation, would they defend a Harper Foundation funding with tax money, things that Stephen Harper liked? I don't think so, and they'd be equally right." 40% of 108 donors, directors, and members of the foundation since 2014 have affiliations with organizations that currently lobby the government. The Trudeau Foundation has seen significant increases in gifts and donations since Justin Trudeau won the Liberal Party leadership in 2013 and then the election in 2015. From 2008 to 2013, the foundation had no foreign donations But foreign money began growing in 2014, jumping from 53,000 in 2014 to 535,000 in 2016, a 10-fold increase. Foreign donors have grown each year that Justin has been the Liberal Party leader. It's no wonder the Prime Minister is spending taxpayer money all over the world. He's paying back his support. Whether it's Switzerland-based McCall McBain Foundation or Chinese national Bin Zhang, it's no coincidence that increased donations for the Trudeau Foundation coincide with Justin's rise to power. Google, WWF Canada, Air Canada, BMO, Suncor, and Resolute Forest Products. These companies and their partners sponsor events for politicians to attend. The National Post reports of the 22 times Google lobbied federal officials in 2016, 2 of those were with Justin Trudeau personally. In September, Google lobbied Trudeau, his chief of staff Katie Telford, and his principal secretary Gerald Butts. It is not a conspiracy that voters do not run the world. Yet, in the age of democracy, should this not be the case? Because we live under a globalized central banking system, dominated by the Anglo-American establishment. Trillions of dollars have been borrowed and maintained by artificially low interest rates, a scenario that a true free market would have never sustained. Democracy, far from correcting this new world order, is partially responsible, and certainly it does not prevent us from the ability to live at the expense of one another. But under the illusion of never-ending debt, anything is possible. The sad reality is that this theme of usury, a motif told over and over again in the Bible, should have been our warning. The state always fails, and when given absolute power, it can send society back to the Stone Age. As taxpayers and market participants forced to use federal fiat, we've unknowingly financed a financial web of state and corporate hierarchies. Networks, roundtables, and market interventions dominate the world. The moral and cultural belief systems of Western civilization have decayed beyond recognition. The Clinton Foundation was pivotal for the Clintons' rise to power, and Justin Trudeau is experiencing the same with the Trudeau Foundation. It didn't end well for Clinton, and if I can help it, it'll be the same for Trudeau. Assuming that those who initially fell for the deception do not continue to see him as the lesser evil option, a realistic scenario that could see 2 terms for Trudeau. But Canada, like the US, is divided. There are those who have never liked the Trudeau family and never will. Justin's globalist and political correct style of governing is fanning the fires of populism. His rise to power is called pay-to-play politics because that's what it is. Voting has no discernible effect on governing agendas other than to help the state advertise itself better. Governing rules are formed behind closed doors, and as we've shown, money flowing into private foundations, fundraisers, and events with the world's most rich and powerful is akin to a new kind of crony globalism, where the true endgame is complete domination and total control. Signing CETA does not indicate free trade. Unrestricted immigration is not without consequence. And climate legislation will turn back the clock on progress and civilization, the very things that allow us to adapt to a natural changing climate. Justin Trudeau is a prime example of the kind of leader that pay-to-play politics creates. His ideas on gender-balanced workplaces assume that women need some special privilege in life, and admiring Castro's legacy on behalf of all Canadians is outrageously out of touch. This is a Prime Minister who was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. His Liberal government is run by some of the same people who destroyed Ontario. But if someone wants to influence the Trudeau government, and therefore the lives of Canadians, their best bet is to fund the Trudeau Foundation. Here at Press for Truth, we will continue to follow the money and expose this corruption for what it is. We hope you will join us in this battle as a PFT member or a PFT patron.